centre, the Excel Centre, to register and hopefully pick up some rides and see Laura Trott join her as an international. Can't wait.
Laura Trott. I'm going to check a couple of the things that it says about you on your briefing note, because it says, with regard to your training, cycles every day between 8:30 and 12, and then again from 2 till 5. Is that true?
Yeah,
Is that correct?
That's when we're doing the track season. So we have to do like a road ride in the morning, which can be anything up to 2 hours. Go back, have lunch, and then we're on the track 2 till 5 then.
Let's just ask about Wiggle, because everybody that's registering comes through the Wiggle retail area. Stuff's going like hotcakes, particularly waterproof tops. What are your thoughts on wet weather gear? Because you're going to be riding the mass race as well as the Grand Prix as well, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm going to be in one of those silver jackets as well if it rains. Yeah, just make sure you take enough, I guess, if you are going to do the 100, because after 50 miles, like even if you start and it's say 20 degrees, after 50 miles you're going to be pretty cold if you're absolutely drenched. So yeah, I'd say go and get it from Wiggle.
If it's wet, how does it affect an event like the Grand Prix tomorrow? Is it run much slower, much more cautious on the bends, much more risk of accident?
Yeah, I mean, obviously be really careful on the bends if it's raining, and I'd also say like let some air out of the tyres as well. Like for us, we have to do the same, because if you've got like whatever you normally ride on the road in there, going around a corner at full speed is going to be pretty slippery. So just let them out so they're a bit more spongy.
And Wiggle appears to be the #1 team at the moment for women's cycling. When you look at something like the Tour de France, amazing scenes in Britain for those opening stages, do you have a vision for that, for women's cycling and that team? Do you see it coming in those sort of numbers and popularity?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I think that there's a way about going about it and starting small and making it grow. I think people forget that like the men's race was never always that big, and it grew to be that big. So I think for us the most important thing at the minute is to try and get it televised a lot more. Obviously it's great that this weekend is going to be on telly, and the women's tour that we had over in the UK, it was obviously on telly. So I think we need to push for that more, and then the sponsors will come, and then that's when the bigger races will also come.
If you were giving guidance to folk here with 3 days to go, equipment based or diet based or anything superstition based, what would you suggest to people for Sunday?
Well, I think obviously 100 miles is quite a long way, so I'd say just make sure you take enough food and drink. Like the energy bars are obviously really easy to take, they're really soft, so just try and get those, as many of those in your back pocket as you can, and yeah, just make sure you're fueled really well.
For now, ladies and gentlemen, Laura Trott.
Just been in to sign in, it's now feeling very real. Got all my kits, got some signatures. Here goes nothing.